Hey up everybody, Betty is back again. Right, today, this is a requested one from a while ago, slightly adapted, and it's going to be a fish pie, but instead of mashed potato on the top, it's going to have some root veg on instead. So, let's get cracking. I'll show you the ingredients. Right, so first off, we have about 400 grams a packet. It was frozen, defrosted. It's like a fish mixer. You can use any fish you want for this. This is a mixture of haddock, cod and salmon. So we have that. For the topping, I'll use about half a swede, a couple of carrots. We have some cheddar cheese. I'll tell you all the exact amounts as I'm going along. Some double cream, the juice of 1 lemon, 1 leek, 2 eggs, which will be hard boiled, some English mustard, some butter, some mushrooms, some parsley, and some spinach, also salt and pepper. Right, so let's get started. Right, so we'll get on with prepping the veg part for the topping. Well, not just for the topping, but this part hasn't. So I've just washed my leek. So all I'm going to do, straight down the middle. This is going to be, actually I'll lose that outer leaf, because that looks a bit, yes, still a bit of that in there. I'll just get rid of that. Basically all we're doing is just chopping it up as finely or as thickly as you like. Obviously, if you like it a bit chunky, do it a bit chunkier. I'm going to do it pretty fine. Squeaky leeks. And put these into a bowl. It doesn't matter if there's some a little bit thicker than others, I suppose. Although it does help with cooking if they're all are about the same. It's all starting to flatten off now, that anyway. And I remember the towel underneath the chopping board, everybody. Get me? Right, so that's that. So those can go into a bowl. So this is just mainly a bit of prep work first. There we go. So that is my leeks done. So with the carrots and half a swede, I've peeled them. Obviously you don't want to watch me peeling. So I'm going to do the same with this. This is for the mash, obviously. So I'm going to actually just cut that way into halves, like so. And again, I'll just chop these up. Try and get these evenly cut. Because these take a little bit of cooking, but obviously they're going into boiling water for a while, but carrots do take a little bit of cooking, I think so anyway. Right, so the last of these carrots. So this is obviously for the topping. And I didn't get another bowl out. Amateur. So that is my carrots done. That's those done. So onto the swede. This is always a little bit harder. Well, man finds it a little bit harder, don't you? Because you struggle to get through. Yeah, I normally do this bit for man. So all I'll do is, so you got the half. Obviously a nice sharp helps. So with that way, to try and get cubes, about that thick. What's that? 1.5 centimetres or so thick. Into wedges like that. And then, like so, and just make a dice out of them basically. So they're reasonably equal-ish, sort of. This one, I'll just go like that. You got to cook them long enough anyway to make sure they're cooked, because obviously you don't want like a lumpy topping. Well, I certainly don't want a lumpy topping. That is an absolute fact. So, anyway, you get the picture. So I'll finish that other bit off, and I'll get the kettle on, and we'll get cooking them. Right, so we want a few mushrooms here. So, I mean, it's not rocket science, but sliced mushrooms. So basically, however thick or thin you want them, like so. You get the idea. About, I don't know, 100 grams or so. As many as you want, as many or as few as you want, I suppose. And obviously, if you don't like mushrooms, leave them out. But we like mushrooms. Well, I do. I really enjoyed them ones we had the other night with that stir fry. They were like, well, the Asian ones. Them like mixture? Yeah, it was like a mushroom mixture with different sorts. It was really, really nice.
I really enjoyed them. I've never had them before.
They were really, really nice. Really enjoyed them. So.
I've seen them, but they've always been too expensive for me to buy. But they were really reasonable.
They were tasty.
Over £1 in Asda.
Yeah. So I'm going to do one more, and I think that should be enough. There we go. So that's the mushrooms done. Right, so we'll start putting the veg into the boiling water now. So come across. Right, so pan of boiling water. I put salt in there, just normal table salt. Make it reasonably salty. So it is in with our swede. In with our carrots. Give it a bit of a smush. If I can find a wooden spoon. There is one. Trusty old one. Give it a bit of stir. I'm going to put the lid on. 20 to 30 minutes, probably closer to 30 I would say, to make sure they're cooked properly. Okay, so I forgot, while this is cooking, your eggs, because it's hard-boiled eggs that go in there. You can put these in while this is cooking. Just put them in there and fish them out after about 6 or 7 minutes or what have you, until they're done. So that's a little tip there. You may as well cook it while they're in there. Right, so the eggs have had about 6 minutes, so I'm going to fish them out. Where are you? There we are. There's one. Into some cold water. Where's our other one? There it is. Come to Betty. There we go. Lid back on. This one the same. And just cool it down. It's okay, we'll come back in a sec. Okay, so that's had its 30 minutes. I've strained them, and as you can see, they're still steaming away. So, a knob of butter going into here, as you would with any mash. Not putting any milk or anything in there though. And salt and pepper to taste. So there's the pep. And some salt. So it's a matter of now just mashing this up until we get the consistency that we're after. Now I'm just looking at this. I don't know whether this is going to be enough for the big pie dish that I've got. So I might end up doing it as 2 individual separate pies. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at the amount. Obviously that's well smushed up now, like. Yeah, it's going to have to be a very thin layer otherwise. Maybe should have done a bit more, but there you go. So I think I may end up doing this in 2 individual little pies dishes rather than 1 big one. Right, that's that done. Right, the next bit, I've got my pan on, a generous knob of butter, probably about 25 grams there, something like that. So that's in there, and we're going to saute off the leeks and the mushrooms until they have softened up. So they're in. Right, so obviously you don't want to sit there and watch me stirring these for 5 minutes or so, 5 or 6 minutes. So I'll come back when we're at that stage when they're nearly done. Right, so they've softened down nicely. So in next is our baby spinach. This is a 240 gram bag. I'm going to put in about 60 grams, which is about a quarter of a packet, I would say. That'll do nicely. Just going to give that a quick stirry-uppy. Oh, there's a little rogue bit there that's escaped. And we're also putting into here now our double cream. I can get it without spilling it, which is 1 cup of double cream, which is 250 mils. So that's going into there. It was just short of 250 mils, so there we go. And we're just going to saute that now until the spinach has wilted down, and just simmer it a little while till it's made a nice little sauce to go into our fish pie. So I'll come back in a second when that's done. Right, so that's wilted down quite nicely, so I'm now going to turn it off the heat, and we're going to go in with excuse me, the juice of our lemon. That's going in there. A teaspoon of mustard. I'm going to actually use, I'm going to put a bit more in than that because I like, well, we both like, I'm going to put 2 in. We like that. Mustard hit again. That's to your taste. That's entirely up to you. Where's the lid? In with our parsley, which I've chopped up quite finely. That's going in there. nicely. And our cheese. Well, I'm going to reserve some for the top and add that on the last few minutes. So I'm going to leave that bit there for the topping. Basically, you're just mixing that up now. Make sure it's all nicely mixed up. Obviously, that's going to thicken it up with the cheese and stuff in there. So, there you go. Look at that mustard. I bet that tastes absolutely banging. It's turned it from like white to a nice yellowy colour. The lovely flecks of green from the spinach and the leeks. Lovely. Smells lovely. So, that is the sauce for the fish pie done. Right, I forgot to say in the mix I did add a little bit more salt and pepper into the sauce. But anyway, I've decided to go with the big one, and let's just see if we've got enough. I hope we have enough. I certainly hope so. So, right. So I'm going to go in with the sauce. That's going to go in there. Come on, out you come. There we go. So I'm going to obviously spread this about a little bit. I think we might be okay with the topping actually. I think it'll find its own gravity anyway. Once it's the eggs actually were soft boiled. Would you believe that? They were in there about 7 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes. So the fish obviously was in there already. I've just put that in with the 2 eggs, halved. So I'm just going to smush that down a little bit. And that's that done. Right, so let's see if we've got enough of this. What I'm going to do is put a bit in the corner there and just spread it about as much as I can. There we go. Well, that's done half of it already, so I think we might be all right. It's only going to be a thin layer, mind. Just have a little bit on there just to cover that bit up. Like I say, I have got some little individual ones if need be, but it's too late now. It's in here. So it's going to have to be in here. I think we're just going to be all right. A couple of little holes. Yes, the scrape, I know. There we go. So that is that bit done. Okay, right, I'm back. So there is the pie, the fish pie, into the big kasori. So it says 200 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm doing it in the big air fryer, so I'll do it at 180 for I'll put 25 minutes, but I'll keep checking on it and see where we are. Keep an eye on the topping. So there we go. Press play. And away we go. Right, so we've got some Cavolo Nero that needs using up, so I'm going to save that with this just as a little side dish. So I've got a little bit of butter in my pan. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put a little dash of water in there. And I'm going to let that just cook away for about 5 minutes. Okay, so that has had 5 minutes. All the water's been evaporated out of there. The butter left will be coated on there. And it's just starting to go a little bit crispy there, which is an even better bonus. So that is now ready for when the fish pie is done. Okay, so that's had its 25 minutes. It's starting to crisp up on the top a little bit. So I'm going to sprinkle this cheese on that I said we had left. Sorry, apologies for the light, because I'm blocking it out. Right. So, I'm just going to sprinkle this cheese on. Trying to get it as even as I can. Give it a spread about. Oh, I'll just put some over the side. Well done, Ian. Right. Back in. I'll just give it 5 more minutes. And away she goes. So, back in a second. So there we go, fresh out of the oven. Fish pie. That looks and smells absolutely delicious. I'm not going to try and attempt to eat it yet because it'll be hotter than the face of the sun. So I'll come back in, I'll give it 5 minutes to settle down a little bit. It'll just be a second for you guys and we'll do taste testing time. Right, so I'm going to attempt to get this out, see if I can get it out in one. I've gone all around the sides. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to or not, but I will have a good go. I might have to do it in 2 chunks. We'll see. Oh, there's somebody beeping the horn outside. Oh no, it might be okay. Whoa. Wow, that smells and looks delish. That lovely creamy sauce there, look. Lovely jubbly. Right, it's taste testing time then. Hold on, I'll just get a decent shot of that. Yummy. Right guys, weapon of choice. Just before I finish this off, I was just looking on YouTube and I'd forgot all about it. This marks the first year since my first video went out. So I'd just like to thank all of yous for everything that you've done for us, all your lovely comments and all the subscribers, all the recipe ideas. Brilliant. Thank you. First year. Banging. I can't believe it's been a year. I know man's was last week, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. It's just flown. Honestly, it's flown. But anyway, thanks everybody. Just that's all I wanted to say. So there it is. The fish pie with a bit of kale on the side. Loving me veg at the minute. And I'm dying to try this because it smells. I ain't even had a drink. It smells. So I'm like Crichton off Red Dwarf. It smells amazing. Right, so I'm just going to go in. Got to give this a try. Wowzers. Wow, wow, wow. That mustard in there is amazing.
It's a long time since
the cream sauce. Yeah, oh God, yeah. But with a root veg topping, it's still gone. It's just delicious. And it's doing you good. I mean, there's cream in there, but you know, can't have it always. Boy, oh boy, is that good. That's banging. Just going to try a little bit. I know the Cavalier Nero is going to be good. So I'm going to try a little bit of that. Even that tastes good just by itself. But that, I'm really glad that I've done that. It is amazing. I've got to have one of the mouthful. Bang. Was it that recommended it? Phil Overton. He asked for the fish pie, didn't he?
With a root vegetable mash.
That is fantastic. I know I say it every minute, but you really have. That is absolutely amazing. Taste-wise, fantastic. So, right, we'll leave it there and I'm going to finish that off. I might even have a little bit more. So, thanks everybody again for watching. And thanks for everything that you've done for us, like I said, over the year. And it's just fantastic. You've blown us away. Even I'm creeping up to 2,500 subscribers, which is way more than I thought I'd ever get within a year. Absolutely blown me out the water. And Matt, of course, man's has gone. But we just want to thank everybody for doing it. And yes, we will catch you guys very soon on the next one. So we will say bye for now. So catch you later, guys.
See you later.
Bye.